So there is one fire in our belly, right? It's called the Jatar Agni, the ability to learn. And very interestingly, to empower you in that navel center, which is also called the Manipura chakra, to raise or increase the fire in your belly, the Bija mantra that helps is Rama. Now, who is Rama within you? And who is the Sita who gets very enamored by golden deer and goes chasing? Who could Sita be?
Content ishadre like, share and subscribe ಮಾಡಿ.
But when it's all dark, then you are actually able to see much more. So Krishna and Kali are darkness. And because you brought Krishna today, Kali is also considered Krishna. But what is the thing that comes to your mind when you think of Kali? How do you see her? How do you picturize her?
Raudra.
Okay. So tell me one feature of hers that stands out in Kali.
The courage to
one feature, physical feature in her.
Physically, I see her tongue.
Super. Tongue is out, right? Now, tell me something. Tongue is out. I want to put your tongue out. You to put your tongue out and call out your name. Tongue out completely.
No.
Try. Put your tongue out and then tell her. Now tell me your name. So it depicts silence.
Okay.
So whenever your tongue is out, you can't even make the words. So it's silence and darkness that you see a lot more, which means when your eyes are closed and meditative and you're in silence, you get to see so much more. But instead, what do we end up saying? Oh, Raudra, this one, oh, she's so fiery. No, don't put a Kali picture at home. You've not even understood Kali. This is why we need to probe. Like your first question was, the generation today asks so many questions. Generation yesterday or today or day after tomorrow. Only the one who asks questions gets the answers. One, you need to have curiosity, and every time you get an answer, your eyes should open wide, jaws drop open in wonderment. Only curiosity and wonderment makes us learn much more. If those two are, so one of your friends asked a question, why are Gen Z getting so depressed, etc. One, they are they want much more from life than they are ready to give for. Their expectations out of life is much more than they are ready to give. That is one. And two is curiosity and wonderment is dying out. Overexposure to jargon, overexposure to knowledge, everything, there's no imagination working there. And that is leading to what you call death, what you call depression. So keep the curiosity alive, keep the wonderment alive, keep the learning spirit alive. And always know that you only know very little.
That's
important.
more important.
So much more to learn.
Keep yourself open to things, learn things from every day.
Be ready to be vulnerable.
We fear vulnerability.
Yeah. So that was, simple Rama and Krishna took us deeper into ourselves. Naina had a lovely statement. She said she just heard somewhere that, if you kind of caress Kamadhenu on Wednesday, you're going to be, blessed with abundance. The cow, if you look at it just as a cow, biologically, a cow from head to foot is useful.
Right.
From the dung, from the thing. But if you really notice Kamadhenu, she has a hump. So I'm not talking about all the cows without the hump.
Okay.
The cow with the hump. Interestingly, right here, you have something like a sunflower. It's called the Surya Nadi.
Okay.
It has a very special attribute in its hump, which actually gives that much more power and energy to the urine and to the feces, the cow dung that it passes out. And it gives slightly lesser milk also, and that milk is supposed to make us buddhimans. So there are many hybrid varieties where this was injected with the gene of, the Jersey. Actually, they say pigs. And then we got the Jersey cow without the hump. And it
Because that
doesn't
would give us more
enlighten
milk.
us as much, and therefore there is a buddhihinata that happens. So how it is getting processed within the cow also matters. That is the kind of intelligence we are talking about.
This was such an eye opener that I never realized, I never thought that the conversation we would deep dive into such a conversation today, because my thought was very much official, we will talk about schools, the education system. Yes. And that is.
Yeah, when you say deep dive, it's so important. Like, I think from the beginning to now, I'm always telling you, consequences of our actions we need to face. Similarly, we should always know to the root cause of what is happening. That means we have to keep asking the why question. Why are we learning what we are learning? Why are we doing this? Why? And then that leads us to the purpose of what is being done. So when you come to my Learn How to Facilitate sessions, the questions will also be, why am I learning this topic? What is the core objective of learning this? And trust me, when teachers unravel that mystery, because even they have not given that kind of thought to it, not all of them, because all of them come from different ways, different ways in which they have been taught. But when they identify the core objective, the way they teach changes. I'll give you a simple example, just getting into, and I'm also trying to show you how all these 5 different programs are so different, yet they have a very common DNA to the entire thing. So if you look at the lesson on traffic lights, traffic signal, she's smiling because she has a 5-year-old, okay? And I'm sure she's already teaching her. Red says stop, amber says get ready, green says go, right? And you've been teaching this. Either the child is learning how to read, go, this one, etc. She's either trying to identify the colors and this one. Yes, so what should I know? What should I know is clear. What more should I know? So good to know thing is the color, identifying the color, knowing the name of the color, knowing how to read the signal. All these are very important to know and do. But much more important is to follow the traffic rules. Right?
True.
Today, I like the way she's laughing. I'm going to catch her on this. What she's trying to say is most of us know, but we always defy the rules. Especially here we do, right? Why? Why, even after knowing, why are we defying the rules? You will still find some people here. There was hardly anything on the road the other day, and I still found a gentleman waiting in earnest for the signal to change. You might say, oh, because there are cameras everywhere and he'll have to pay a fine. But no, there was something. There were couple of auto drivers who actually went past the entire thing. Why? There is something very magical about traffic signals, and I always feel the guy or whoever came up with this idea of keep to your left in India, keep to your right in the US, the most brilliant guy ever.
Okay, why?
Why? Because if you notice, it averts all accidents. Everybody keeps to their left. The guys who are going in this direction are on the left. The guys are going. We're never getting into each other's space. And if I am supposed to be on the left at this particular point of time, that person is going to be on the right at that particular point of time. Therefore, we are not getting into each other's time either. So, the why behind traffic signals is respecting each other's space and time.
Did we even think of such a concept?
I like the way your eyebrows went up, and this is something I derived on the floor when we were doing experiments, and we were like, now just see what happens. Why does an accident happen? Why does They say because they don't follow rules. Why do we have rules? So that accidents don't happen. They kept doing this. But I said it is primarily to respect each other's space and time. So coming back to when I said processes are important, process is designed for people to respect each other's space and time. It actually makes us scale up processes so beautifully. We are able to move on this road at least at this speed because people are adhering to the rules on the road.
Beautiful.
Otherwise we would be stuck in a jam perennially. So now imagine a teacher who has to teach a lesson where she understands that green, red, yellow is correct, stop, go, this one is correct, all this the child has to know, but More important is to respect each other's space and time. So what are the kind of activities she will do in a classroom where she's teaching traffic signals? She won't just be writing, and she will actually be playing games.
Right.
For a kindergarten kid, she could actually have a running race where she's getting the children to run, and every time she picks up at this one, they have to respond according to the
Signal.
So that with their body also, the muscle is also learning to memorize how they have to respond to the signal. She will be the one who will use these same colors even to distribute books in a classroom. Next, imagine. Now tell me, the way a teacher teaches changes if she knows why she's doing what she's doing. But for getting at the why, there is a thought process.
But what if I'm just teaching for the sake of the salary I draw every month?
Yeah.
Maybe that is also a reason, because majority of us working are looking at the salary we draw, are looking at the bank, the numbers in the bank.
I have great respect for a principal who once told me that, you know what, Jayashree, out here in this area, if I send the salary home, they'll be happy. Yeah, but no, teaching is one of the noblest of professions, and it takes a lot of work. And unfortunate that in India, you know, we even started saying, if you don't get any other job, go to teach. I would be one person who would say, never do that. Do it only if you're committed, because you are holding so many young live wires in your hands.
Teach with passion.
Yes, passion, purpose, know, understand, go back, evaluate, lots of things.
So this was today's info at Honodi with Jayashree Ganeshan ma'am.
Thank you.
I did not expect it to teach me a lot of things. You know, the couple of hours that we have spent with her. That was Jayashree Ganeshan ma'am. No matter what, I have enjoyed the conversation.
Yeah. You know, Naina, before we even close, I think I should draw your attention to what I'm wearing today.
Yes.
Right? Interesting, it just happened. I mean, I chose it, and there are lots of parrots sitting on this. My question to you will be, what is that one special quality a parrot has and only a parrot has?
It can speak.
Correct. It can speak. In fact, it can get you into trouble. How? Because it can speak in the same tone and same thing. And if you've been abusing some friend of yours, when the friend walks into the house, it will use the same tone and speak it.
It's something like for the generation that play on mobile phones.
Yeah.
You have this talking cat application on your phone. You know, the parrots were talking cats in the previous generation.
Absolutely. So interestingly, Madurai Meenakshi has a parrot on the shoulder.
Right.
And my question will always be, why a parrot on the shoulder?
Ma'am, you are proving that I know very less.
So very simple. You know, when you speak, a parrot can repeat exactly what you say. Same tone, same this one. Most of the time when we speak, we are not even listening to ourselves. We are not even hearing ourselves out. We're just speaking. So the parrot repeats exactly. So Meenakshi actually gets to know what she said. In other words, whenever we speak about ourselves, we need to be extremely careful and never use self-derogatory terms. Because what you throw out rebounds, it comes back to you. They say the cosmos returns it to you. So parrot is one of those birds which is an indicator to say, have a check on what you're saying, because it will get repeated in the same tone, the same texture. And interestingly, this parrot also depicts a guru called Shuka Brahma, who was Vyasa's son, supposed to be a pure heart. He is the one who brought the Srimad Bhagavatam to us when Narada requests him to. So when I chose this today, I mean, it just happened, and when I chose it, I said, to be an educator, you need to be a pure heart.
Yeah.
You need to be open to learning. You need to be learning from anything and everything around you. And you have to have tremendous love and joy in you, and absolute enthusiasm. And that's exactly how a parrot behaves. Very enthusiastic, very chirpy, and whatever you're telling your children or the other adults who are learning from you is going to come back to you. So a teacher learns much more. And since you were speaking about Krishna, in Bhagavad Gita it is said, we do not know who the teacher is or who the learner is. Like you said, you learned so much from me. We don't know, is the person who's asking question a teacher or is the person who's answering a teacher?
Maybe both of them.
Exactly. So that, on that note, I would say a teacher is always learning and
A teacher is always a
researching.
student before she is a teacher.
Yeah.
Nice. So this was today's Info at Honore with Jayashree Ganeshan ma'am
Thank
on
you.
our show. Hope you find this conversation helpful.